Ladies, how are we?
Hi.
Very well. How are you, Scott?
I'm well, thank you very much. Are you in a screening room? They're very fancy chairs where you are.
Yeah, we're in a fancy sofa chair. Lovely.
Excellent. We love it. I'm just in an office that I had to borrow from somebody. So I'm going to another junket straight from this. So it's a bit echoey, so I apologize for that.
Looks like you
No,
got a
it's
nice
fine.
rustic brick wall behind you,
You
though.
It is
too.
quite rustic, isn't it? Yeah, there was lots of
Lovely.
chairs behind it a minute ago, so I had to move them. Ladies, congratulations on this film.
Oh, thank
Thank you.
you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness, it's absolutely incredible. And I was lucky enough to speak to Daisy last week, and she's lovely as well. So all round so far. So you got a high bar to set after talking to Daisy. She was lovely.
She's a very special human. We
She
know.
is.
We know.
You know, yeah, you know. Well, let's start there. Tell me about working with Daisy, because obviously she's got this reputation from doing documentaries and this being her first feature and everything else. So what was your first meeting with her, and how quickly did you guys kind of bond with her?
Well, I can say for me, I bonded with Daisy May before I even met her because of reading her script. You know, when I got the script through from Lucy Pardy, um, I just felt like I knew her, and honestly, I read the script 7 times before going to meet Daisy May for the first audition, and I it was a really important one to me. I felt like I have to be a part of this. I really, you know, every actor says that, I know, but I really felt this in my bones. And I remember going into the room going, okay, don't talk about the moon. Don't talk about the moon. Don't just talk about anything. Just don't talk about the moon. Because sometimes what will happen is I'll start talking about the moon. Anyway, of course, that's exactly what I did. And she reciprocated it and knew even more than me about the moon. So it was just one of those things that we connected on a
Mm.
very deep level straight away. And I think we had a language that sort of transcended sort of verbal communication at time, and it's because Daisy May is such a big feeler, and she really
Yeah.
held space to be able to feel everything and how far you can go for each avenue of that, which is what must I can only speak for myself. With
Mhm.
Molly, she really goes through all of it, you know, and Daisy May really created that safe container. How about you?
Yeah, when I met Daisy at first, she was just so warm and welcoming, and just like she has this aura about her, this magical kind of energy about her that's just so like amazing to be around, and she just makes you feel seen and just like to be yourself. And yeah, it was just so refreshing to meet someone like her, honestly. Yeah, it was really nice. It was an amazing experience to meet her at,
And
from the beginning.
yeah, and what about the experience of you two together with Molly and Amina? Because the relationship on screen is such a kind of warm relationship between the two of them. I just what was the first meeting with you guys kind of like, and did you bond over something specific?
Do you remember we actually met because we were both early or something for the
Yeah, we did. We
chemistry
were
test?
outside. Yeah.
And we met outside and we chatting away
Yeah.
for a good, I don't know, half an hour or
Yeah,
something.
we were early.
And to talk about the audition process and the chemistry test itself was very, very special.
Hmm.
But just as Idil, as a human being, as a woman, I'll be really straight up. I just couldn't stop thinking about her after that day.
I
And
love you.
I love you too. But I honestly, it was this I just couldn't stop thinking about her, and was I couldn't imagine anybody else. You just have this warmth and this light and this joy about you that I
Don't
just
make me
no,
cry now.
well, don't.
Don't
Well,
make
it's
me
okay to do. I'll also hold space for that too.
I appreciate that.
But like,
The
but
makeup would have, but you know.
but yeah, I think we had such a laugh as well. I think
Yeah,
that's we have such a laugh together. We dance well together
we
too,
do.
and you
The
know
rhythm is there.
we got the
We got
rhythm,
the rhythm together.
and I think that's what was crucial for this. I think about the story of Molly
Mhm.
and Amina, and I wonder what Molly's story would have ended like in the film if Amina wasn't there.
Mm.
There's that safety and sisterhood. There's
Mhm.
that rebellion, and there's also this container to be able to feel all the rock bottom, I suppose, that she
Mhm.
was able to feel safe enough to feel too.
Mhm.
But how about you?
Um, I think the initial natural connection was just beautiful, honestly. Like she said she fell in love with me. I fell in love with her too. And I think it was so natural. And I didn't really, to be honest, the process, I didn't really think I was gonna get it, but you made it so easy for me to get on with you because it was just natural, wasn't it? We got on before we even got into the room, you know. And I think in terms of the actual story with Molly and Posy, they both needed each other as much. I think Amina needed Molly as well. She really did. I feel like she was praying for something, and then here goes Molly in the in the council office. So I think, like you said, they save each other, and it could have been so different for both of them if they didn't have each other, and that just says a lot about being there for each other and supporting each other and making a family within each other
Did
and
you
their
guys
children.
have? Did you audition together then? Did you have to do a scene together, or was this just?
Yeah.
Oh, you
We
did.
got chemistry test rounds. So
Okay,
I'm
okay.
not sure how many you did beforehand. I had a good old few. I remember, I think I did. So when it came to this, I would say I think this was my fourth meeting was meeting you, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I met you that one time, and then I had another lady that I was with, and it was after, and you could just sense the difference. Like you could see.
Well, I suppose that's chemistry, right?
Yeah, it was different. It was a negative, but it was really nice.
Well, I think with the chemistry test, and this is sort of the way that we continue to work, is that there's this beautiful script that Daisy May wrote, but then this freedom and permission to improvise as well. So we had in the audition, I would say half and half, so half scripted, and then there was this beautiful moment that happened where Lucy Pardee and Daisy May said, right, you're setting up for a party. And so we had like a playlist on, and it was on shuffle, a Spotify playlist. And 21 Seconds by So Solid Crew came on, and my moment had come. I know that I've been preparing for this time without even realizing that I still remember all those words.
Yeah,
and you
the
did
lyrics,
as well.
The lyrics were on point, Scott. I'm telling you.
Thank you very much.
She could MC for So Solid Crew.
And you were my biggest hype girl ever. And we honestly, it felt like coming home and to each other and setting up this party. It was a really,
that song was huge though. That was such like
banger.
it was a banger, and we just had a good time.
I haven't heard that song for so long, and now you've got it. It's just the chorus is just here right now.
I don't want to say it.
No, let's not do it. I won't. Basically, I'll keep going and I won't stop. So we won't.
Classic. In terms of I wanted to ask you, there's a specific scene in the movie. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's going to go watch it, but right in the middle where Molly breaks down, essentially. There's a breakdown scene, and I think you know the scene I'm talking about. How easier did that scene become, having worked together a little bit before in terms of the chemistries and everything else, and then having Daisy as a director who's like, okay, this is what I want to accomplish, but you are free to go where you think you need to go. Did that make that scene a little bit easier to digest when you were on set?
So I'm not sure what your preparation was for this scene, but what I did know is that Idil and I had such fun on set together every day, and we would, I shouldn't say we would mess around, but we'd have a good old natter in between scenes, shall we say, and we'd come and find each other even if we weren't working together, and I knew that day was a really important day. So I called Idil up the night before and said, I love you really, like I really do, but I don't want to see you tomorrow. And I know that's going to be weird because, we would just be like this all the time. And it just felt very, very important for me to have this sense of feeling alone that day. And then sort of coming in to do that scene, the first time I saw Idil that day is what you see on camera when she turns up. And I didn't know how I was going to respond because it was improvised. And you didn't know how I don't know what your version.
No, it was improvised, wasn't it? So it was reacting from that reaction, isn't it? So yeah. And I appreciated the call. I appreciated her letting me know this is this is something that she needed, and I'm happy to do that. And it made it more authentic, isn't it? Made it more real. Yeah, it made it more just more heartfelt. And I just like, that was the only thing I could do, is I break down with her and then get back up with her. So yeah.
I think that's it. It's because that scene is so important. When I think about all of the women that represents, the women who are experiencing this right now, the women who have been a part of this process that have been really generous with telling me their experiences, you know, that was at the forefront for me that day. And essentially when you get backed into a corner, you're in survival mode, and you're there ready to have anyone in your way, you know. So when Idil and as Amina came in that moment, this softening of being able to really just break down and feel it exactly what Molly was feeling underneath all of that rage, underneath all of that pain, you know. And Idil has this just incredible ability to be able to do that. This beautiful, no, you, but you do, you have this warmth and this ability to be able to hold space, really see people, and that's all of people, that's all, you know, all the things. It's not just we've got all the beautiful joy, don't get me wrong, but it's everything too.
Yeah. And I think as well with when she broke down, I think Amina didn't want to believe the kids were taken. She didn't. She was like, no. And then she kind of broke as well, because that was the truth, isn't it? So, but then it's like Amina has this thing of just getting up and going and just being able to kind of like see the vulnerability in Molly, but Molly listens as well. You know, she doesn't push Amina away. So she allows the vulnerability to come out and just break down in front of her. And I think that's so important. That's so important in that scene.
As a final question, and obviously you guys have a great chemistry on scene and on set, and they say never work with children, but it's intrinsic to this story, the children that you are amongst. Tell me about your experience of working with these young actors, because the performances that they give and what they're asked to do, I mean, their performance just goes beyond what is probably expected of them. So just tell me about working with those guys.
Well, I'll make it easy. Ali was my daughter, so
Oh.
he made it so easy, but at the same time, she was really there for me, wasn't she? She was helping me with my lines and just like, and to have that moment as mother and daughter in the film, it was just like, it's something that I will hold my, you know, for the rest of my life, I will hold it in my heart. Like, it was just a beautiful experience. And the kids with you.
Yeah, I've just got to say how amazing your daughter Earlier is, though. Honestly, I mean, she's just so well. Obviously, she's you, you know. And for Tegan, Mia, and Luke, who played my children, again, chemistry tests. I did see some incredible child actors. They were wonderful, and it was really an incredible day. But I just knew who they were going to choose. You know, it's that chemistry again of just knowing. And for me, my experience is, no, I don't have any children, but I have worked with children. I've founded a school in the East Midlands and have worked a lot with young people and children doing confidence building, communication skills. I founded a school about 4 years ago doing that. And so that being able to bring that in for me in this process to work, I think really helped in this ability, and how Daisy May was working in this incredibly authentic way, because she always the children, especially Luke, didn't know all of the story, of course, because as children they wouldn't know all of the story, right? So we had this ability to really play and to just be in the pretend. And the Luke, I mean, he was very special at being able to do that. We had a bonding day before we started shooting, and I took the children to Hackney City Farm with a chaperone, and this is where we did find out that Luke was a method actor, because we were sort of climbing over this fence, and Luke shouted at the top of his lungs, "Mum, stop, don't, or you're going to go back to prison." Yeah, and I love that. I love hearing that. And you know, obviously in that moment there was a lot of people around, and then to be able to take that as a real gift of a core memory, really, like we can laugh about it because we have the privilege of doing so, but ultimately that his his ability to just play in the pretend and really just enjoy what he's doing was really great also for me as an actor as well. So they gave so much to me as well. And I have to say, Tegan Mia, that's her first time acting. Of her first time on set was all improvised because little Luke was poorly. So the scene where I see the children for the first time in the visitation centre, we only had that location for that time, and Luke was unwell and got sent home. So Daisy May fact-checked with Amelia Rose to just double-check, what would usually happen in this situation. And unfortunately, yes, it would be that sometimes a child might be at a healthcare assessment or something. And so that moment with Tegan Mia, she just threw herself in, and we improvised that scene. And it's wild, isn't it? Then what came out of that was something even more special that was planned in the first place.
Amazing. Guys, I think this film is absolutely incredible, and I hope that so many people go to see it. And I wish you all the best with all your Q&As that you're doing and getting
Thank
awareness out
you.
for the movie. It's been lovely to talk to you, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
Thanks,
so much.
guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.